What's up, everybody? I woke up this morning and I felt this really strong urge or impulse within me to make a video and kind of talk about some of the things we've been uh, dealing with or going through so far. This January, the beginning of this new now that we're going through. Whatever you want to call that. Um, and it's gonna have to do with, of course, Bridget Nielsen and the article that was published with her, out of the UK, and her hybrid children, and how that was, kind of over exaggerated, um, as well as Zion Zetta's video where she talks about she's experiencing a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but maybe a certain person, you know, hating towards her post or what she has to share and her experiences. And I think it's important for us to kind of talk about this and get this out there. It seems like it's a very strong theme, at least for the beginning of the year, from a linear perspective as to what awakened people are dealing with. And I think it's because, we're really excited that we are making contact with all these ET consciousnesses, and it's just a matter of time before we start to meet these physical beings. We're already connecting with them, and we know that we're raising our vibration so that we can interact more and more with these beings. And so as I said, I think it's important that it's something that we talk about and something that we deal with. I feel that this is happening and this is coming up, one, because yes, the media is doing their own form of disclosure, whether it be good publicity or bad publicity. The fact that they are talking about hybrid children and extraterrestrials one way or the other, it can be looked at as a positive thing because it is now out there in the media for the collective to experience, and for them to maybe stir up the feelings on how they feel, even on an individual basis, and maybe more people will start to share their experiences in that way. And I also feel that this is happening to a lot of us because we need to learn how to not necessarily deal with each other, but we need to learn how to use our discernment. Discernment is king, and it's going to be very important here in going on in our future, that we know how to utilize this, to know basically which side of the fence do we want to be on, and where do we lie within our own beliefs. So I think that's why this is happening. It's happening with me. Obviously Bridget and Zion, they have. We see this happening, more and more within each individual of each of us that are awakened and that are starting to share their selves and share their experiences, and help others kind of remember what we're already starting to remember. So, with all that being said, I think it's important for us to be true and trust our authentic self. If something's coming up that we need to look at or deal with, and you have a certain feeling about that, whether it be to block a certain person, or whether it be to counteract, with someone's negative or rude comment, whatever that is, trust whatever you're feeling, and trust yourself as far as being able to read that person's energy, because I guarantee you, that's most likely, if you feel that someone's coming from a negative perspective and projecting their fear onto you, most likely that's exactly what's happening. And you have every right and every choice to say, I don't want to deal with this, or I shouldn't have to deal with this. And you don't have to pretend like you like someone just because you're awakened. You don't have to pretend that you like someone just because um, you know you're into spirituality. or whatever that may look like for you. And as we grow and become more and more of ourselves, it's just going to amplify, I believe. Um, the other day, I went to uh, a shaman fire ceremony, and there happened to be a psychic medium there, and she was laying right next to me during the ceremony. And once the ceremony was over, she said that her guides or her spirit guides really wanted her to give me a message, and that message was that one day she thinks most likely I'll be up on stage giving motivational, quote unquote, motivational speeches to help people, um, kind of remember who they are and be able to freely express themselves. And the way she described it to me in a great analogy, where I see myself as well as people like Bridget and people like Zion Zeta, is that we're kind of like a bird, in a sense, if you will. The bird is born to sing, right? And say you have you yourself, this bird is sitting on the branch, and from one perspective, you're going to have this drunk character waking up out of bed saying, "Damn you, bird. I wish you would shut up. I'm tired of hearing your singing. You're giving me a headache. Shut up, blah, blah, blah." And the bird's sitting there singing like, "I don't give a shit what you say. I was born to sing, so that's what I'm going to do," and continue singing. And then even from the other perspective, someone may come along and say, "Thank you, bird. I love you so much. I was in this deep down depression. I wasn't feeling happy with myself, and then I heard you sing, and you just uplifted me and brought me to this higher level, and I thank you so, so much. Thank you so much for singing your song, bird." And the bird looks at him and says, "I don't give a shit. I'm a bird doing what I was born to do," and continues on to sing. And I think it's important for us to really kind of take that lesson and really embrace that, that kind of natural, authentic self that you are, and trust that your song is the song that you need to be singing, regardless of who or what is throwing things at you or whatever. Whether it be a good comment, a bad comment, don't let that stop you from doing what it is you're doing, because I believe that the people that are awakened, that is exactly what's happening. We are becoming more and more our true, authentic selves. And of course, we're going to experience the haters, and of course, we're going to experience the people who love us. But that shouldn't sway us from being one way or another. Just continue to be yourself. Continue to shine your light. Continue to sing your song, if you will, and that's going to work out best for you, because it's when you start to hold things back or act a certain way because this person likes it, or act a certain way because this person doesn't like it, that we really start to get ourselves into trouble, or maybe not into trouble, but maybe not be our true selves as much as we could, which only hinders our growth and our expansion, and only hinders the other people that are out there listening as well. So, that being said, I want to thank Zion Zeta, and I want to thank Bridget Nelson for singing their songs as loudly as they possibly can, because you're doing the right thing. And anyone that we experience projecting fear or negativity upon us is just someone that is scared to look within themselves, someone that is scared to be their true, authentic self. And this was actually a topic that I wanted to talk about on one of my radio shows. So, I felt the really strong urge, just what's been going on in my personal life and what I've seen on the internet collective between our friends and our peers that are also awakened. So, I hope that that analogy of the bird really helps. Just continue to sing your song, people. Continue to be your authentic self, and don't hold anything back. And it doesn't matter what other people say around us. The circumstances that we see in our outer reflection will start to change as long as you continue to be yourself and continue to sing your song. Eventually, you're going to see everyone singing your song. So, thank you so much, Bridget. Thank you so much, Zion. Thank you so much, Scott Mendoza, all of my friends who are on this journey with me. I love you all very much. Continue to do what you're doing. Don't don't care about what other people are saying. If you need to block someone because they're causing an issue or negativity within you, then block them and continue to do what you're going to do, and don't worry about that. And that's all I have to say for now. Thanks for listening.